Okay, welcome back to the channel, Hobby1 Kenobi. This is our first in-box review. This is a kit that I've been wanting for a long time now. It came out in 2018, and either because it was a limited run or because it was just so popular, when I found out about it really in 2020 and decided I want to build one, I was not able to find it. I looked on all the major online hobby stores and it was just out. And recently, Andy's Hobby headquarters had some in stock, and I just grabbed it right away, and it came in a couple of days ago. So I'm excited to have a look here. This will be the second Takom build. The first was the Merkava Hybrid Mark I, and I thought that was just a fantastic kit. So I have very high expectations at this point. Let's go ahead and take a look at these Sprue. I really appreciate that they don't staple their bags. I've never really liked the prospect of potentially scratching pieces with the staples. So having them just sealed with an adhesive is great. All right, detail looks incredible. Very typical of Takom. Very nice. This looks to be some sort of guide. We'll find out what that is at some point. And looking here at the gun barrel, it looks like it's molded as one piece rather than two pieces, and then I would have to fill a seam, but it looks like it's just a little bit of flash. Very easy to take care of. That's a nice touch to do that in one piece. Next up are the clear Sprue in their own individual bag, which I appreciate. They won't get scratched around. And we're just going to leave them in the bag, but these are pretty much periscopes. All right, here's the next one. Looks like it's J. See a lot of nice parts here. This looks like a lot of the explosive reactive armor, and a lot of these bolts are a little bit askew, and that's how they're supposed to be. They're supposed to be a little bit at an angle. Let me adjust here. Yeah, if you can look closely, you can see that they're bolted in a square fashion, but that's slightly tilted, and that's correct. So I appreciate that Takom paid attention to that. And the rest of the pieces here are the braces for the ERA onto the turret or the surface of the vehicle. We'll want to be very careful with these, and there might be a little bit of flash to take care of. Okay, moving on to the next Sprue here. This appears to have some wheels, and it looks like the frame for the basket at the back of the turret. So we'll have to be very careful with these frames. Clipping them off can cause them to break very easily. And nice jerry cans here. I really appreciate the detail where they have the strap at an angle, because it looks like it needs to be at an angle in order for it to meet the center of the base. Yeah, these are the lights, headlights here. This looks like the upper hull. And there should be quite a few grab handles, as I recall, on this vehicle. Alright, these grab handles look great. Okay, the vents look really clean. Not seeing any issues. And these boxes look really great too. These will go on the side of the vehicle. Okay, next up. Now we have the two halves for the turret. Oh yeah, looks very clean. Sharp engraving, very nice. Nothing as far as interior is concerned. That's okay, I typically don't deal with interiors. And this looks like a set of two Sprue with the wheels. This looks like a set of two Sprue with the wheels. These are likely to be identical, and we should see things like drive sprockets, idler wheels, and that is in fact what we have here. So I'll take a look. I recall that the Takom Merkava, I believe that the Takom Merkava had the wheels in about 3 different parts. Okay, I'm seeing a little bit of flash and a short shot on those pieces, so we'll have to take care of those. Okay, here's the next bag. Detail looks fantastic. Again, very sharp engraving. Look at that. Very nice. Moving along here. And these are the panels that go along the top of the hull. Alright, finally we have here some photo etch, the rear turret basket and cable, and then decals back here. My plan is to go with a Murdic or the NATO camo scheme that the Marines had. I believe it was in the early 90s. They don't want to go with the desert camo. Okay, we're looking at some vinyl tracks here. Alright, so I'm seeing a typical seam across each of these pads and along with the two dots. So I might use individual ink, or I might sand those all down and then go ahead and drill holes. They should actually be holes anyway, rather than little protrusions. I'm not seeing any pen marks on the inside of the track, which is good. It's not fun to fill. So aside from that seam, I think we're in good shape. And here's the bottom of the hull. The detail looks crisp. Unfortunately, most of that will not be seen, but... And then here we go. Now we're going to take a look at the instructions. They come as a booklet. Instructions are just as impressive as the kit. Okay, let's go ahead and look through the pages here. Pretty straightforward. We start with the hull first. All right. And then move to the top of the hull. There's some details. Doesn't look like a crazy amount of parts. There's quite a bit of drilling here, so we'll have to be careful of that. We need to make sure we understand what these symbols are. And then this is the track. Instructions are pretty straightforward for armor models. We're going to have a lot of pieces to fix on the ERA. Here's the turret. That's where the photo etch will go, and these little pieces we're going to have to be really careful with. More of the ERA pieces. These are like they're on the back, and these are on the front. I'm going to have to check my references. I believe that the vehicle that I'm going to do, which will be earlier than the Gulf War, will actually not have those steps on there. Again, I'd like to do the NATO camo scheme. I appreciate that these brackets for the grenade launcher look like they're detailed well. And then we just put the turret on top. And it looks like it comes with four Desert Storm vehicles. There's a slight difference in some of them. Some of them are actually a 3-tone camo, it looks like, and the others are just straight up sand color. Not my choice. So, like I said, I'm going to go with 3-tone camo. And there we have the M60A1. Look out for this in future build videos. Thank you.